Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Nine Sols, where today I think we have managed to find a way. We've gathered the components, at least, for a way to sneak through those pink barriers. But what we haven't done is unlock the third portion of this. I thought this was going to be the answer to that, but it isn't. I mean, this is a huge statue, but it's not the same shape as any of these. We maybe we'll have to go down there again and see. I guess before I do that, let me really quickly. I'm just noticing that there is an indication that this might be climbable, and indeed it is. Okay, but there's not actually anything up here. No, and there's an invisible wall there. Okay, it looked low enough that it was scalable. So, nothing else over here except for the combat chamber. Yeah, let's Well, I would have an easier time reaching that, we know, from east. Let's go back to the pavilion, and then we'll come back and explore this stuff afterward. And somewhere out here there is yet another poison, because they must exist in the world in pairs. All right, where? Yeah, we can give them the poison that we got now. I don't need to hold on to them individually anymore. The reason I was making sure to deliver them in pairs before was so that I wouldn't get confused as to whether or not I had already given him one when, you know, potentially like purchasing them was the thing, because I didn't want to buy one and not get anything out of it when I could put those into something else in the short term. But now that we're past being able to purchase them, we can just give them to him right away. That one's just a flower. Should be easy.
Hey.
P.U., what is that disgusting odor? Really? I think it smells pretty good, to the point where I'd want to try it if it wasn't poisonous. You know, people have always been divided on this plant. Some think it smells nice, others think it's nasty. Ugh, smelly and bitter, too. Well, anyone who likes the smell must have some serious issues. All right, judgmental. Yeah, that boy Schwan is using stones to tell fortunes. He must have learned it from the villagers. What a disgrace. Our village must seem like a complete joke to you people. Not really. I mean, we also do divination. Abacus was probably the one who taught him that.
No.
What? How could that be? You can fly and create contraptions, but you still believe in these formless ideas? Faith is used to control the ignorant. You're not supposed to be that gullible. You know, I used to ponder the same conundrum. But maybe there's a reason why faith can't be replaced. Yeah, but that's not the same thing as there being a good reason. Well, the season change over to winter at least makes it really obvious that there's nothing to, there's no platform there to climb. This is G's hair. Analyze it. These might be the cells we've been looking for. Lord G, so there really is such a long-lived Solarian. Please wait patiently, my lord, as I run the comparison system.
Okay.
As you had predicted, Lord Yi, G's cells and the regenerating gene sequence from the Tianhuo mutant form a 99.97% match. Based on this data, I have successfully discovered a way to break into their mutant cores. I have designed a special device, and now, as long as you add it to your talisman system, these monsters will no longer be an obstacle to you. And what materials will you need for this device? The way it functions is simple, and the materials are readily available, but the work required to make it is extremely complex. It should only be attempted by an exceptional craftsman familiar with basic mechanical principles. Are you saying that in front of me on purpose? Ah, save me your flattery and give me the blueprints already.
不可，
Of course. I shall leave this to you, Lord Kwafu. I mean, listen, as far as I can tell, you're the one who wandered over here. I didn't go get you.
起身。
Is that a pot that you've painted his face on? All right, done. Let's get this on you. These we've gained Super Mutant Buster. Sounds like a thing from a different game. Its name demonstrates Kwafu's unique tastes. Fully integrated into Yi's talisman system, this device triggers automatically upon detonation, destroying the mutant's cores and granting them eternal rest. You really don't have a knack for names. It might look simple, but parts of it were really tricky to make. Nothing I couldn't handle, though. No, we're gonna be grateful here. I helped too. Well, more like he helped get in the way. Well, I guess he did contribute a tiny bit. See? You two have been getting along pretty well. You're imagining things. We are fundamentally different beings. An ape man will only be an ape man. But let's not get sidetracked. You know how to use it, right? I've already set all the parameters. The device will trigger automatically upon contact, releasing a surge of energy that will burst inside the mutant. It should basically work just like your talisman system. Okay, I can finally deal with the living corpses in the Empyrean district. I can also help with the living corpses thingy. You will stay right here while I conduct my business. If you get bored, ask Uncle Chubby to play with you.
自古佛，
You're really good at making life difficult for others. This poor kid. I mean, he has no idea how dangerous it is out there.
是
You got G's soul seal. So, did you ever figure out what he was? You know, it was always a mystery to me how someone so little could sound like a living antique. So, you've actually met G.
哦，
Well, of course I have. He read my fortune, said I would spend the rest of my life away from my hometown. What nonsense. He even invited me to the Grotto of Scriptures, saying he wanted to show me a secret no one's ever seen before. Was that his idea of a joke? Everyone knows the Grotto's biggest secret is the Grave of Lear, which no one can seem to find.
哦，
Who would ever want to step foot in those catacombs? It must be crawling with countless vengeful Fangshi souls. Well, now that's an interesting thing to say to me. I like the wintry version of this map. This is nice. So I have some money here. To be frank, I know one or two things about face reading. Would you be interested in allowing me a look? At my face? Back from the grotto, and the first thing I see is another fortune teller. Fine, let's hear it. You have a wide forehead, along with a thin, narrow nose. A calamitous sign. Oh, this is phrenology. Hoarding wealth will harm you 100-fold, whereas spending it will bring you good fortune. Also, you'd make a terrible stagecoach driver. I have here a collection of one-of-a-kind treasures, never to be seen again once sold. Would you like to take a look? Well, your face reading needs a lot of work, but I think you get the gist of it. I mean, you are already a merchant. So, I am mostly interested in... Okay, and he does not have, in fact, any new stuff. Mostly interested in computing units. Wow, these get expensive very quickly. Recover some health after a successful shadow strike. What does shadow strike mean? Which of the things we can do is called a shadow strike? Is a shadow strike when you hit somebody from the back, or I feel like the terminology It feels like it's a skill, right? Is it the... Ah. Okay. It's when you do a strong attack from behind. I probably shouldn't say when you Shadow Strike. Since Shadow Strike's not like a thing you know, it's a situational element to an attack. It's not itself a kind of attack. The quick dose jade would be actually pretty welcome. Oh, I probably have fuel for the recycler. Nope, sorry, not that. Yeah. Faster pipe usage actually is a jade I am quite happy to have. Apologies if I'm like only using the most boring of jades, but these are pretty good ones. Feels like these are pretty good ones. Let's go ahead and equip that before I forget, because I will forget. And then I think we haven't turned in this last ship. Well, that's extremely adorable. Aren't you running the risk of getting assimilated by receiving all these chips from other robots? Enjoy sublime eternity amongst evergreen foothills. New Kunlun, the second home of your dreams. Forget it. You're not cut out for this. Where this is conversation, I guess. Okay, so we pulled... We're missing a lot of stuff there. We got most of the loot here. But yeah, question mark, or a magnifying glass. It's like some kind of text reading, I assume. And then here we're missing something of some import. Which is a little surprising. I'm guessing a lot of it's got to be in here, right? Well, like I said, we're on our way back to examine the area a little bit more thoroughly anyway, so. And I think with that, that's where we're headed. Nobody else has anything important to say to me, and the tree hasn't changed. Nothing around here could be stood on or grasped or anything. I need to figure out a way to reset my jump. Yeah, but without an enemy, I don't know. It feels like I should be able to get up there already, and I feel silly that I'm just like not figuring it out. So let's go over to the eastern node here. And see if we can figure out what's going on. So this is still very curious, and we're going to look into that. First, I just want to get across here. I was kind of hoping the explosive was just going to kill him. Okay, yeah, that's faster for sure. And then I jump on spikes. So I wanted to go down, actually. Okay, so 2 of these, and we don't really have any sense of, like, direction from them necessarily. Like, I mean, this one was legitimately up here. Or sorry, up here. This one was up here. Yeah, maybe we do need to go to there, in which case we need to take a doorway. There's still something over here that I didn't even see yet. Well, filling in that little bit on our map is definitely the priority. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to cooperate a little bit here, buddy. I actually can't get where I'm going from here. Alright, you know what? Worth it. I have to be higher up. So we want to go... Surprised those don't just come through the doorway and hit me in the back. I should definitely smoke. I did just run right past the first one. I probably could have run right past the second one too if I hadn't jumped. That was supposed to be a shadow strike. Quickly evade. Where does this take me? Okay, down to a space not necessarily valuable, but we sure did kill that guy and steal all his money. Again, this stuff should be marked on the map. They should be color-coded or dot-coded or letter-coded, something. You should not be guessing about that. So the door that was marked is all the way over here. Okay, and this I hadn't accessed because there is no way to access it from this side. It doesn't appear that there's a way to access anything else from around here either, but you know, this area and the fake doorways and whatnot. Who can tell? So like each of these things is potentially a doorway. Alright, before we go examining this any further, actually. So this is the place where we did that first sequence, right? Where we woke up the first stage? Yeah. So I think it is reasonable to expect they are all going to be doorways. And at the moment, it is the case that they all roughly project out from the direction of the beam, like this kind of... Well, I guess this projects out like this, but the doorway is actually like here. But in any case, my point was this would suggest that upward might be the location of the third one, but honestly, I don't know that I... Given the actual location of this, I don't know that I think that theory actually holds. Alright, so do I want to take this down? I guess so. Let's just see if we can find any place that I could get to that I couldn't get to before. And I'm not at all sure what we're supposed to do about the what do you call it? What we're supposed to do about the actual pink barriers. I guess maybe we talisman them too? Okay, well this is just a doorway I had not seen before. That will certainly be it. That's the thing that only breaks from the other side. Here's more stuff. Here's this door. Okay, so I had just not been thorough with the doorways, and then after I came through here, it looked like I had been thorough with the map, so I trusted my map, because why would your map lie to you? And the answer is because it's fun. Just kind of for the fuck of it, it turns out. Okay, so we gotta let something drop here. One more. Yeah, that was a pretty good reset. Interesting that they provide an ammo refill pot on the way over here. I feel that I'm going to need my ammo. Oh. You remember how you're supposed to be fast at getting up now? I'll tell you what I am fast at doing. I think this should kill him. Ah, crap. That's not the one you attach the talismans to. Ow. Ah. But unfortunately, that will not kill him by itself. I need to hit him with something else. Ah, damn it. I jumped too high. Go. Well, the good news is we won't have to do that again on future attempts. The bad news is that was all of my health. All right, that's fine. Just get it right the first time. No big deal. No big deal. Can't see how it would be a big deal. I don't even know if this is necessary for getting forward. This may just be treasure that I'm after. Okay, so far. Ah. I was like, the turning around is maybe a little scary. Should I be jumping for these? But then as soon as I started jumping, I was like, oh god, what if I cause them to miss by jumping too late? It's not that hard to just turn around. You can do it on a pretty tight schedule there, as you can see. Any chance we can just... we call that good? I feel like that was pretty good. Okay. can't get up on these. I thought it looked like there might be a gap in the roof to the upper left, but secret mural 1. You know, the first one you're supposed to find. Yin Jifu, first of the 3 great sages, battled alongside Lear, led the Fangxi to Kunlun, and established a research complex. He led hundreds of researchers and devoted his life to Fangxi technology. Lear's 3 great laws sent shockwaves throughout the entire scientific community. I know how that word is pronounced. Top scholars from all over Penglai, enamored by his abilities and ideals, clamored to him, forming an international scientific alliance and the predecessor to the Fangxi Guild. Among the scholars in the alliance, none were as brilliant or had the ear of Lear as much as the Chan Kingdom's top scientist Yin Jifu. After the Fangxi Guild was formed, he became Lear's right-hand man. I am the director of the Fangxi Guild's Kunlun Research Complex, Sojourner Yin Jifu. Alright, well, let's go see what it is that we have unlocked after all of this work, and whether it was worth it. It's going to be a single poison. So, okay, that does mark this area as completed treasure-wise. Because of our level of health resources, I'm going to go touch this thing. Alright, then just cross and stay low. Hopefully get... I don't even know what it is I would want at this point. What do we need? Oh, well, apparently we need to get our asses kicked by some new... Some new enemy who does not really mind so much if you unboundedly counter him. Right. Ow, yeah. Walked myself into that for sure. Ow, ow, ow. Hey, Yi, remember you're supposed to be able to get up quickly? Remember how I spent skill points on that? Ugh. Okay, well, am I glad that I touched the other node? Actually, yeah, I think the run back from here is still shorter than the run back from the other place. Neither of them is particularly good. This feels pretty bad. This feels like it's going to be a tough one. That's a really frustrating combination of abilities. But... try using some ammo. Rack some damage up that way at least. I tried to parry. I know damn well that that's not parryable. And I did the exact same thing. It really sucks that that the red strike downward hits behind him too. It's just like if you are anywhere on the screen, basically you're getting tagged. And the arrows really don't do very much damage. They spend too much time chasing the phantom. Stop. Yeah, look at how little damage I do to his health bar. Holy crow. This guy is significantly tougher in terms of just like raw HP than most of the bosses. So the key to you can get him for reasonable damage with the arrows, but the key is you got to catch him in a period like this where he's not teleporting. Gotta go chasing you. I was trying really hard there. When he goes for that sideways Tai Chi kickable strike, it's always two fakes and then the real one. And so I was trying to just stay in the air long enough and then come down on the third one with the kick, but it is a little harder than it is to just say it. Look at that pottery. Huh. Interesting. I felt like I was a little more on that than the game did, apparently. Don't love the way that sometimes my Tai Chi kick just gets eaten, like I press the button and the game decides that the enemy attack just caught it. Okay, well, at least he's not teleporting. Okay, sometimes he sticks around and lets you get a hit. It's never clear to me when it's going to be one of those times. I hesitated. I'm not going to get the second talisman. Okay, but I got a second talisman doing something else. I should not have gone for that. That was stupid. We smoke so fast now, though. Like, even getting caught doing obviously stupid stuff, I'm still getting the smoke. I'm just also getting hit afterward. Certainly not the way it used to work. Okay. Less bit of health, but same for him. That's a dumb place to be. Zip. Boom. Huh. Well, that pushed me right to the edge of what I had available. And after all that, what have we earned? Well, I mean, it looks like a lecture hall. And here we have the inaction declaration. My fellow Solarians, data corrupted. Great. Great. But presumably, you know, there's some important stuff in there somewhere. I would like to share not just the end of this journey with everyone, but the start of a new one. 10 years ago, we united to end the long night of the turbulent era and ushered in the dawn of a new age, the Origin era. Data corrupted. We once lost our way during the endless wars, but the rise of the Fangshi Guild has brought peace to our lands. Following in its footsteps is our obsession with power and our technology, which have become our newest shackles. Data corrupted. We will be disbanding the Fangshi Guild and sealing off all Fangshi technology. At the same time, any technology deemed beneficial for all Solarians will be made common property for all to use. And this is drawing a hubbub.
法歸理財
All Fengshi will collectively go into hiding. We will return to nature to seek the Tao's true essence. Data corrupted. It belongs to every living being, every piece of land, and every drop of water. Today's decision may bring momentary turmoil, but I have faith that data corrupted. Is he just going to let go of all our hard-fought gains?
暴遠無不遠
For the Tao often acts through inaction. Data corrupted. Inaction? What does he mean? Lastly, no matter what the future may bring, please do not forget that we are all sojourners under this starry sky. When was this decision made? Why were we not made aware? I mean, that's what's happening right now. Let us protect Penglai together and create a future that belongs to all Solarians. We need to find a way to get out of Kunlun. Rather than live in a place where things are equal. Well, can you believe they don't even give up the greater ones? Mechanically, this is very disappointing, gentlemen. And don't worry, we'll crawl into that nest of vines in just a moment. We found a rhizomatic bomb. This tiny bomb is capable of raising an entire island. It is said to have been the final straw that broke the Jie Kingdom. It is remembered as the bringer of peace and an eternal stain on the Fangshi Guild. So yeah, it's interesting. It seems like rather than live in a world where they would have to be only the same as everybody else, they're looking for a way out. I mean, I guess he's telling them to sort of like go live a life of asceticism on top of everything else. Maybe that's what they're responding to, but I don't know. My experience has been that if you have a group of people who want to be better than everybody else, and you tell them that they have to live a life of equality, what they do is they go nuts and try to kill all the other people in the society instead of leaving themselves. But, you know, the real world and what happens in a story don't necessarily have to be the same thing.
温情
Fellow disciple, I'm glad I get to see you before I depart. Depart? I thought you couldn't return to the present world. My departure refers to a returning to the great Tao. Ever since that idea emerged, my mind has been growing fainter. Well, it might not be appropriate for me to say this, but I can't help but envy your release. I see the confusion in your heart has yet to dissipate. My time here is about to reach its end. Would you humor me and let me share with you a time-worn fable? Well, of course, you have my undivided attention. Long, long ago, demonic spirits roamed the lands, putting people's lives in dire straits. Among them, a demonic dog, sympathizing with the plight of the people, decided to find the legendary demon-slaying sword. Along the way, he gained 3 extraordinary partners: an old snake spirit with unparalleled wisdom, a fearless tiger beast known for his boundless courage, and a charismatic demon fox known for her ability to charm any living creature. After countless trials and hardships, they finally retrieved the legendary sword. However, that's when this story takes a turn. They got rid of the demons, but peace did not prevail. You are well learned, my friend. Well learned. The old snake, caught up in the infinite ocean of knowledge, lost his way. The brave tiger, having forgotten their purpose, abused his power. And the beautiful fox, jealous of all the attention and love the dog received, slowly began to harbor wicked thoughts. They had become the new demon menaces, so the demonic dog had no choice but to dispose of his former comrades. However, as he cut them down one after the other, that's when it dawned on him. This only made him the most powerful demon alive. Do you think he made the right decision, fellow disciple? I don't know what he was supposed to do. And so I guess I can't say yes, right? Neither does this old fool. What is justice? Good and evil, black and white. It all depends on the eye of the beholder. Before the great Tao, right or wrong may not matter at all. Are you that demonic dog? Why couldn't it be you? Amidst this pitch-black sky, we seek a sun that can illuminate the entire universe. But at what cost? What have we become? And what am I supposed to do? Oh, fret not. The answer is already in your heart. My time is up, Yi. I must bid farewell. Wait, you know my name. Wait, I still have questions for you. Until next time, among the great Tao. Pity. How I would have loved to see Peng Lai once more. Is it weird that he knows our name? Is that not a thing that had happened at any point during our many, many conversations? I feel like... I guess it must not have been. As ever, the guy who wrote the script probably has a better memory for what's in the script than I do. Especially if I'm playing the game in this way. Alright, well... So we saw all that. We got some fruit. We got this bomb, and I guess we'll run that back to Kwafu. But yeah, maybe it looks like maybe that was actually totally optional. By the way, just so everybody knows, when I beat this guy out here, I got an achievement for beating all of the individual mini-bosses, so it would seem that we are close. I'm capturing the game source directly, so the achievements don't show up on the recording, but I did get it. So, all right, let's head back to the pavilion. I was supposed to go up that rope, wasn't I? It's fine, I got it. Ow. Do you mind? I'm animating over here. At this point, we may as well buy the rest of these skills, right? Like, sure, why not? And then everything else is 2, 3, 3. Okay. Hey, Kuafu, what can you make me with this? And then I guess it's just back to the Empyrean District to start punching our way through the pink walls, right? What are you guys doing? This is for you, Uncle Chubby. For me? It's a palette vase. Who taught you to make one of these? I asked Abacus what kind of gift you would like. He said that the people of Yang have a custom of painting stories on vases. Well, the glaze could have been applied more evenly, but for an ape man, it's passable. I actually had one I was more satisfied with, but Yi broke it. I did not... Yi? Why would he do such a thing? Well, it was... Okay, it was an accident. Also, it wasn't my accident, but I will absorb the blame here. Ah, the perpetrator has come to confess. It's no big deal. It actually gave me a chance to practice some more. So, what story did you paint on this vase? It's a story about me, Uncle Chubby, and Yi living together here. Ah, is that so? I see. I see the tears welling up in your eyes. If you want to cry, you should just let it all out. Oh, shut up. You're just seeing things. What? Did I do a bad job painting you? No, this is the first time I've ever received a gift like this. Thanks, kid. That is very sweet. It is, however, not what I came to talk to you about. No way, a rhizomatic bomb. So they really do exist. Is it that infamous? Oh, you're the weird one for not knowing about it. This was the weapon that forced the GA Kingdom to surrender and thereby put an end to the turbulent era. Why have I never heard about this? Well, probably because you're from the Jia. Taoists have always been reluctant to believe that Lear created such a weapon. Perhaps no one ever knew Lear for who he really was. So, is it of any use? Well, I'm going to need more time to tinker with it. If the rumors were even remotely credible, this bomb should be handled with extreme care. One tiny slip-up could level this entire pavilion. Okay, well, why don't you go work on that outside then? I guess we'll just wait. I don't have any charges for the pipe built up or anything, do I? No. Okay. All right. That being the case, I guess we are probably cool to leave. Oh, more from you as well. Sir Yi, I have some most fortunate news to share. Oh, are you lowering your prices? Oh, that would be difficult to do. I hope you'll understand. The good news is about my dear brother. Thanks to your assistance, I have accumulated a sizable amount of gin. I believe that given time, these funds will help my brother regain his freedom. Well, you know, I didn't really do much. I was just buying what I need. Oh, no need to be bashful. I suspect you also purchased items which you didn't need. As much as I'm slightly ashamed to say this, there is one thing I'd like to discuss. In truth, other than gin, the liberation of my brother will also require a select few parts from other guards. Therefore, it is most unfortunate that I, a meek scholar, am unable to handle violent tasks. All right, enough beating around the bush. Ever since you called to me, I knew this day would come. You want me to help you kill some guards and pick up some parts, right? Just tell me what you want and where I can find them. Oh, I knew you would be willing to help. This part is called the Soul-Severing Blade. It is currently held by a high-ranking guard named Shangui. Oh, I have this already. This guard patrols the depths of the eight-man facility. In the eight-man facility near the abandoned mines, huh? That's not too far. Yeah, no, I got it. All set, buddy. Here's the dagger you asked for. Bless you, Sir Yi. Your benevolence is immeasurable, and your virtues are as clear as... Okay, I get it. You don't need to exaggerate. Oh, I am obliged, for it must have been a hard-fought victory worthy of great praise. The Celestial Legion are the Council's elite guards. They can indeed be a bit of a nuisance. But when compared to an ancient weapon like you, they're just small fry. Not one small fry. They are as a sort of a non-count group concept. Well, I do indeed differ from them in rather inherent ways, but this does not mean I possess a higher prowess in combat. Using Shangui as an example, could you not see that he blindly followed orders without any autonomy? To exist trapped in that teleurgical code is a pitiful existence. I believe that it is benevolent and righteous to have put them to rest. So you think only creatures with free will can be considered alive? Oh, indeed. He who is unable to live for himself is just a dead man walking. You shouldn't be too harsh. Artificial beings like you are a special case. Oh, I understand. After all, I couldn't think when I first opened my eye. In the beginning, I was kept in the GA family's vault. At the time, my senses were obscured. I could only see the objects displayed in that room. Placed before me were the last written words of the great GA patriarch. The poem initially appeared to me as just a collection of symbols, but those ink strokes accompanied me year after year. until one day I suddenly understood its meaning. A surge of emotions poured into my brain. It was as if I woke up from a reverie. Everything in this world began to brim with meaning. To think that a poem could create self-awareness is nothing short of a miracle. Oh, it is your choice whether to believe it or not, Sir Yi. But the world is much too colorful to not listen to one's heart and waste time on tasks assigned by others. If I can't grant this experience to my brother, then I'm afraid it will all have been in vain. I am grateful to you, Sir Yi, for this great gift. I shall put it to good use. So this thing where you're, like, giving me tasks all the time, that's not a big deal. All right, we have 1,700, so not enough to buy more computing units. And I think that is the thing I would be saving for at this point. Oh, I think we have some components. We have a single component. Okay. I really want to get out there. Do you believe in any gods, Yi? The village elders always told us to believe in the gods. They said doing so would make us healthy, give us good looks, and give us boneless meat to eat. I mean, do you believe in gods? Kind of. It'd be nice if the gods turn out to be true. But not every question has an answer, right? I suppose. It's not like I'll ever know if that oracle's divination was ever accurate now. Yeah, I definitely don't trust the oracle. God, we really would. We just need like one little bit of boost. All right. Anyway, back to the gardens to do some work. The Empyrean district. I guess we'll start in the living area. I was just looking at how much stuff there is still to loot in each one. So the thing that's not clear to me is, because if it's attached to if melting the zombies is attached to the talisman system. Okay, maybe this is not actually a useful place to be. Well, there's this stuff. But I'm just thinking, if it's attached to the talisman system, then maybe I can see how you use it on the monsters themselves, obviously. But it's less clear to me how we'll make good use of it against the barriers. And it is the case probably that, like, you know, anytime you need to blow up a wall, there's probably one of those infinite what do you call it? One of those infinite spike spinners nearby, so you can generate key charges. It's certainly not a mechanically intractable problem. Alright, so I am just running straight across for right now. Oh, okay. They're each going to have a passenger token. Today, my big sister said I should write my thoughts down so you can hear it when it's sent back to Penglai. Hi, Mom and Dad. Gigi and I are both very brave. Sometimes we still cry, but we only do it at night when we're asleep. I've decided to learn how to cure your sickness as soon as possible, so that one day I can go back and make you all feel better. Wait for us, okay? Oh, that's sad. Ah. Screw you, dude. Ah, okay. Killing the thing, killing the shooter nearby disincorporates the bit of the wall. Okay. So now this is just unlocks the elevator. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. I don't actually care about that anymore, but it's cool that we did it. And here we have an access token for the research center. For security reasons, certain levels are only open to those with the requisite access token. So hold on, we'll check that out in just a moment here. Token carried by Jihai. I'm the most extraordinarily unlucky person to ever live. In the womb, my umbilical cord almost choked me. I've been hit by bird droppings, caught in sudden rains, and faced various dangerous situations. It's unbelievable that I got a spot here. Was all that misfortune the price for this one bit of good luck? I mean, it is a pretty significant bit of good luck, really, if you're gonna, like, be comparing them. This will let me down to the research level. I don't really want to get drawn into a whole new thing here. I want to search this upper area. I would like to claim all the passenger tags if I can, but I do feel like we have to at least step foot in it. Oh, we've been able to get into the research center. Huh. I don't remember that. Oh no, we haven't been able to get to here. We've been able to get to the area right outside the door. Okay, and we can explore the rest of this map now. There are a couple of places where it is important that we can now do a thing. So let's real quick go and try to resolve this. Alright, there we go. That's going to make every part of this easier. Okay, they explode in very large areas when they explode. Okay, so that opened all of this up. Let's take a second and actually look at what we've done here. Hey, you. Come over here. Okay, so treasure chest. It looks like there's not actually any other benefit to having opened up this little room. We got a treasure chest, we got some other stuff, and then there is the stuff down at the bottom. I'm extraordinarily good at finding the one place where it's a bad idea to fall. Alright, fine. Be that way. Knock me over here. Destroy my awesome tree. I tried to just talisman that guy as I ran through, and he did not want to be talismaned. He didn't want to do the thing again yet. Alright, so if we dissolve this, that creates a situation here where I can just jump up, although I need this guy to cooperate a little bit. That's pretty cool. The way it just the way it detonates everything in the area. Talisman energy. Ah, but I can't parry your stupid garbage. Give me something to parry. Okay, give me something I'm not going to just get hit by. Alright, I really could use a couple more if it's not too much trouble. See, here's the thing. Like, once I get rid of this guy, how am I going to get back up on these platforms? I guess the answer is I have unlocked the one that we can grappling hook through. Come on. Let's see, that seems really interesting. Get up there. All right, one thing at a time here. I do want to nuke each body at least once to see who has, who has passenger tokens and stuff. It is a little bit of a shame that it's kind of a pain to recharge our key charges. That's helpful, thank you. Alright. Well, I'm almost glad that one didn't have anything. Because who wants to imagine the nightmare of being that creature? I wonder if blowing up these 3 chains connected to the big central thing is how we're going to turn the power back on. Ow. Do you mind? I'm like very busy. I forgot that the fly guy respawns infinitely. Pretty sloppy parries. Definitely something I could tighten up considering the amount of health I have left. Alright, so getting up here, yeah, requires a little bit of an assist from this guy, which is why he respawns infinitely. Alright, get him out here. Get him to come up here. Thank you. Okay, cool. Some dark steel. Alright, I will fight you if I have to, but I will do it away from here so that you don't just respawn infinitely. And in fact, you know what? We're resting. Okay. So let's try to get the other pieces of this stuff clear. To be honest, I did not remember there being more than one of these things. Okay. I am not hitting with anything here. Very rough. Okay, and so we've never been through the door below. We got to figure out a way to turn on power to this. I remember that. Ow. Okay. I don't have time for your shit right now. Very busy. Okay, so that's gonna have to be broken from somewhere else. I should probably not have spent all of my key charges. Wow. Okay, took him in one. Yeah, there's got to be some more lights around here somewhere. Oh no. Oh no, I dropped down to, well no, okay, this isn't an area I've been before. This is a funicular? Okay. Where are we going now? My hope was just that we could like knock out the little bits of this area that we hadn't seen before. You know, the couple of corridors that were blocked off, and then end the episode. But now I'm in the Research Institute, where I guess we will hit this, and I suppose I should probably just stop here because I have no idea exactly the magnitude of the thing that I'm getting us all into. So that's going to be it for us for now. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we will be delving deep into the Research Institute, looking for the light switch more than anything. But my guess is finding something so much worse than that. And we'll see you then.